Welcome to Radio Fixer's channel. Subscribe for upcoming videos. I'm going to focus to fix this GE Devil oven. When you're trying to heat the oven, there's an error message comes up as a F96. F96 means the fan for the upper unit is not working. If you see F97, it means the bottom one is not working, the fan. Each of them, they have separate fan. So in part one of this video, I'm going to spend time to fix F96, replace the fan inside this oven so you can get that going. Part two, I'm going to focus on changing that panel because there is a buzzer in, it's a timer buzzer that's not working. So let's focus on part one, just changing the fan behind this oven for the upper section. So I'm going to go to the electrical panel to turn off this unit, be able to work on it, because otherwise it's dangerous. They usually list them, what they are, what they actually controls. Here through the years, I add myself what they are. You see Devil oven, that is number 10 and 12 is right here. So we're going to turn it off. Let's go check an oven. The light should be totally off, all right? The reason we're removing these doors because they're so heavy. There's a screw right here that you need to remove. You need this type of tool. There's both sides, one here, one other side, as you see. You need to take those screws out. See, this is how it looks like. Make sure to keep this piece. There's a screw as well as the piece here. You're going to take those out from both sides. And then this piece up here, you get a regular flat screwdriver, you go up, you bend it down. You see what I'm doing? This goes all the way down right here to release it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, both sides is released. Now I have to pull these doors out. Then you want to bring this all the way. You see, it will stop here. Now you have to lift it up, lift it this direction to remove from both sides. Make sure to take the oven rack out too. You want to take everything out. Then there are 4 screws like here. This is the Phillips head. That's what you need to remove. There's one here, one in the bottom right here, and also the other side as well. One here and one all the way in the bottom. So there's 4 screws that hold this oven to the wall. You want to remove those. Then you want to remove this plate here. There's 2 screws. See, there's 1 screw there. There's 1 screw other side. You want to remove this plate so it doesn't get damaged. You just use a regular Phillips head. You see, I already removed it. Which this is the plate for the exhaust fan. The exhaust fan is right here underneath here. So we remove that as well. When you take this piece out, even the oven area is going to be very greasy. So what I did, I sprayed it with this. That's a grease remover, and it really worked pretty well. Then, of course, use a paper towel to clean it. You see, this piece now is very clean. See that? Here was all grease, they're all gone. There too. See, this product really cleaned it very well. You definitely want to clean it before you take it out. Otherwise, all your hand going to get dirty and all this grease going to get everywhere in your kitchen. Then what you do to pull it out of, the wall, you put your hand here underneath the second one, lift it up a little bit, then pull it towards yourselves. Don't bring it all the way out, just enough so you can put the dolly underneath, because this unit is heavy. All right, hopefully this makes sense. All right, I use this jack that I purchased. This is for motorcycle, believe it or not. That is jack that you can actually lift motorcycle. As you see, I already took it out of the wall. So let's start working on it. This jack is working pretty good. I put a little board here, as you can tell, to support it better. I'm going to remove all these screws so be able to get underneath here. To remove all those small screws, this is what I did. See, I removed that. Now this fit here perfect. See that? So this is the tool I'm using to remove all the small screws. Alright, so I took this panel out here, of course the top, and one in the back. Let me show you from other side. You see the panel right here. Just is up to here, this section. Be able to get to those screws over there to take the fan out. There's a couple of screws that's holding it underneath. So what you do is just pull this up here with this plastic. Now you have to take this ground wire out. See, there's a ground wire right there. This plastic is actually holding right here. I just pulled it out like that. Then unplug from here and from here, so you can take this fan out. All right. And there is two screws, one here, one other side, and two in the bottom. See these two here? You remove those screws, then this unit comes out like this with the plate underneath. So I have to take this plate out and install it to the new one. All right. So there's two screws right here. I take this out. You see how greasy it is? It's very, very dirty, this thing. I mean, there's grease all over it, as you can see. I guess that's why it's finally this thing died on us. Then I have to take this screw out and the other to take this plate out, clean both of them, then install a new one. Look how much grease is all over underneath. So again, I'm going to use Fantastic to clean all these parts. I highly suggest buying the part from manufacturer or a place that actually sells that manufactured product. Do not use any aftermarket. You're going to have problem with them. You're going to go to the website GA Appliance Parts. I was going to accept all the cookies because I know they're a good website. And go under the parts, GE Parts. Here you type your model number. Usually the model number is somewhere inside your oven. Okay, I keyed mine in. You're going to say search, of course. This is actually, my oven. There's the owner manual, all the information that you need. Then if you keep coming down here, they have different, section that you can search. So we're going to look at the control panel. This is where the control panel is. This is, of course, upper unit. We're going to look at control panel. Then here it shows you part. Of course, we need this motor right here. Like here for the cooling fan. This is the upper oven cooling fan. See, that one also changed. They give you the new model number, and this is the new one that you want to use. Again, yours might be a different model. This is another part that I purchased, that I mentioned. This is the upper control fan motor sensor board. Good idea to change it because this is, is also electronic and it might go bad. Believe me, as I mentioned earlier, you do not want to take your oven out again. This is how you can purchase from them. This is another company, Part Select. I purchased from them. They also offer those as well. But from GE, you need to find out what part you're looking for, then search it here. But depends, where you feel more comfortable to purchase. All right? As you see, I bought a new one. I'm going to install it. You don't want to use the used one because it might go bad. Spend another $57 or so to replace that, because later on you don't need to take everything out. So I'm going to install this right here. So what I did, I took the screw from the other one. I put the screw here. As I mentioned, this is a brand new, as you can tell. I'm not going to use the old one. That still is there. All right? Again, change it, then later on you don't need to mess around with it anymore. So this is ready. Now I'm going to install it in the oven. When you finished, and it's right here again, 10 and 12, Again, yours is marked as well, so you want to turn it on. Let's go check the oven. Now it's working. When I turn on the oven, it comes on with no issue. That arrow message is not coming up. Let's see if I put bake, let's say 200 and a start. You see the arrow is not coming up. It is fixed. Just took a few hours to do this job, but you know the saving is a lot. And just to show up to your house, usually they charge you about $100 just to show up, to check to see what's wrong with the system. And everything's back together. All is cleaned, but at least we can use the oven. One other thing this is doing, when you set up the timer, when it hits to that temperature, the timer does not come on. And I need to figure that out to fix that as well. As I mentioned, I need this control panel and also this faceplate here. I need this part, of course. You see, they say that's no longer available, but they say use this one. This is compatible. So that's what you need. That is called range control board. Right underneath, the other one is called wall oven control overlayer, the double oven layout. You need this as well, like if you want to change your control panel. All right, all the parts came from GE. They're pretty good. You know, I called them and they sent it to me. It takes about a week or so to receive them. Make sure when you buy this new part, buy this also. This is actually, you can peel this off and stick it right here. You know, I didn't purchase the first time. The people who I talk to, they say, you know, I can take the old one and install it here, but that's not accurate. So you need these two to change that. All right, hopefully that makes sense. You go to your control panel, you see double oven. That is number 10 and 12 is right here. So we're gonna turn it off. Let's go check an oven. The light should be totally off, all right? All right, I took this panel out. To do this, you do not need to remove the oven. I start taking the doors off, then I realize, you know, that I don't need to do that. So it's gonna be much simpler to replace this unit. The reason I'm changing it, there's a little buzzer right here, and that's not coming on. It means when you set it in certain temperature, you know, it comes to that temperature, but the alarm doesn't come on. That way, when you're cooking, you don't know, you know how long the timer is on. Even if the timer doesn't work, when you set it in timer, you know it's not coming on. Everything else work, but that's the only issue, you know, has to do with this little buzzer. Okay, to remove this is pretty simple. There is a couple of clips here. You see these clips right here? Gently, don't break them, gently move them from here, right here, from both sides, then pull this out. Again, you do not need to remove the oven to replace this. Now I'm gonna start taking picture of all these wires, and one by one I'm gonna add to the new one. So this is how it looks like. There's a bunch of wires goes, it has capacitors. I'm assuming one of these capacitors went bad. I'm looking at it, but I don't see any damage to them. So when I take this out, I'm gonna check all the capacitors. Maybe this is repairable, all right? This 4 connection, of course, is easy to figure out where they attach. Those are the ones you have to install one by one, or take tons of pictures to make sure you're installing them correctly, because each of them, they're different. They're not connected this way. These are much easier to connect, all right? Let me show you the back of this. Again, takes a bunch of pictures before you remove the wire. Some of them are very simple, as I share with you, like this and this one as well. But some, they're single wire goes here, like this one, like that one. And here the nice thing about here is they color coded. Okay, but the one up here, there's a loop wire goes here. You will see when you start pulling them out. Just I want to show you, how it look like. It's pretty simple. Just take your time, change one at a time. That way you're not going to have any problem or issue. All right, hopefully this will help you. Come back to the panel when you finished, and it's right here again, 10 and 12. Again, yours is marked as well, so you want to turn it on. Let's go check the oven. All right, everything is set. The oven is working. As you see, the temperature is going up. That's a timer for the buzzer.
3, 2, 1.
All right, it's working. That is awesome. We're done with this project. I'm just going to put everything back together, put the faceplate as well. Man, that's exciting.
Oh my gosh.
It's finally working.
I won't burn up the food anymore.
That is true. All right, the new one is installed. Of course, I put this on the surface as well. Pretty simple, just push it in. There's 2 clips here. It's going to clip here the other side as well. Same way we took it off, but be very careful when you take this off, you don't break them. All right, so this is installed, as you can see. Now let me put all the parts back in. All right, to install this, there's just 2 screws here at the bottom. See one here, one other side. Let me show you where it goes. So what you do is just put the top side in the angle in first, like that. Press it down like that. Now the screws that I showed with you, there's 2 of them underneath you're going to install. Finally, this oven is done. This control panel all changed, as well as the fan behind it, as you saw it earlier. It's working. That's awesome. I'll be honest with you, it takes so much time to make these videos, editing, uploading, and make sure there's enough information that it actually makes sense, if you want to follow. At this time, I want to take the opportunity and thank my subscribers with their uplifting comments. You always encourage me to upload more videos, since this is just a hobby of mine. Again, I appreciate you. Enjoy all these videos, and you all have an awesome day. Take care. If you're interested to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you will be notified when a new video being uploaded. You have a great day.